the history of our organization, and then I'm going to tell you about the Public Voices Fellowship Program. We're 6 years old as an organization, the Op-Ed Project, which is the umbrella organization for the Public Voices Fellowships. And this is what happened. I'm a journalist. I'm a writer. I was trained as a folklorist, became a journalist. I've written about all kinds of things. I lived in Haiti. I wrote about U.S. politics with Latin America and with Haiti. I wrote about horrible crimes, and I spent a good portion of my life interviewing people who had been tortured, raped, or had their family killed, or arson, assassinations. I also spent a lot of time writing about the media and how that was covered. I've looked a lot and written a lot at women in popular culture and the ways that we were portrayed. I wrote a book looking at a fairy tale over 500 years, Little Red Riding Hood, which is the most prominent global plotline about women, maybe. And so I've written for all kinds of things, a lot of different things. One thing I never imagined I would do is start an organization. But what happened is, about 7 years ago, a big debate broke out. And it's actually an old debate. It's a debate that's been going on for millennia. It's the debate about why do we hear from so few voices in the world. But a specific thing happened that made the debate huge for a little while. Maybe you all remember, first, Larry Summers, who was then the president of Harvard University, gave a speech wondering why there were so few women in higher math and science. Could it be a question of biological aptitude? Do people remember that? So it pissed a lot of people off. And it sparked a lot of parallel debates, one of which was about the media. And why are there so few women on the opinion pages of major media? And if you're in the field of journalism, this was the debate of the year. Do people remember this general debate? Well, I'll give you the cliff notes. A prominent nationally syndicated columnist accused the LA Times of sexism, institutionalized sexism, because 90% of their columns were by men. And she started a very public fight with the then editor, Michael Kinsley. And then it rippled out across the nation into every outlet that I read. So she accused the LA Times of sexism, and then Maureen Dowd, who was the only female columnist at the New York Times at the time, said, no, it's not sexism, it's socialization. We don't want to be attacked. We're afraid of being attacked. We don't want to be disliked. We don't want to be called bitches. By the way, the New York Times prints that word, so I always say it. I think it's a good reminder. And then Anne Applebaum, who was then the only female columnist at the Washington Post, weighed in, and she said, what, me, a woman journalist? Like, why do I have to waste a column on my female status? I am a thinking human being, that's all that matters. Why do I have to waste this space? And it went around and around like that. Biology, sexism, socialization, should we even care? And I watched that debate with a lot of interest, in part because I'm a woman journalist, and in part because I have made it my focal point to study different versions of things and who tells the story. But also because I wrote for a lot of the outlets that were weighing in, and I felt like there was another part of this problem which was much more obvious and much more solvable, a mechanical almost solution that no one was talking about. And it lay at the level of submissions. I knew from the outlets that I was writing for, can everyone hear me?
Somebody's trying to get.
Oh, did we need, did you need your attention?